Jesus freak here, and just got this in from Trinitarian. Nice thing about Trinitarian, well, this is true of church too. Even with media mail, I only have to wait 2 days. I don't expect that'll change when I move because the main post office is the same for the whole city, even though we got 5 different postal codes. Invoice. Now, I don't suspect they're going to offer this too much longer because I have good reason to believe that they're planning to phase this out in favor of the Windsor. Now, this is apparently an enlargement, much like Cambridge has an enlargement of the text-only cameo of this, the Collins Iona. Alrighty. Just a simple slip cover over it. Once the shrink wrap's gone, it's got a somewhat marbly texture on the hardback cover. Very plain cover. Presentation page. Surprisingly enough, it still has all the markers here of an actual Collins. It's got the Scottish coat of arms. It says printed by authority. Now this was apparently printed in 2015. Actually a British printing. I have reason to think it's probably a facsimile. Anyway, starts with the epistle dedicatory, table of contents, pronunciation guide. Go right into Genesis. This is a blow up of the Collins Iona. This is pretty typical text block for when it was developed. 1957 for the text only version. You'll find a lot of Ionas on eBay. They'll say Collins 1957 if it's text, 59 if it's reference. They don't necessarily mean when it's printed. There's no way that I know of to tell when it's printed, because this one here is obviously from the 1960s, because it talks about the New English Bible as existing in the New Testament only. And it's the same block, just enlarged. I suspect that Trinitarians trying to phase out all their non-Cambridge, in-house stuff, and right now they have two blocks that aren't either one or the other. The other one, the extra large print, is National text block and is the same as National's Family, Faith, and Values Heritage Edition text block. Just goes directly from one testament into the other. Of course, the typical Collins coat of arms and printed by authority. Just straight into the text. Trinitarian does not do red letter, so this is not red letter. As typical of Collins, as I understand, does have the colophons at the end of the Pauline epistles. Trinitarian's own blocks do not have these. There is nothing after Revelation, just completely bare bones. And I put two ribbon markers matching the cover. Kind of kinked. Signatures. And they appear to have corrected the mistake that my Iona has. As this has Bereath, where the copy I have here. So I guess there's some variation as they fixed issues over the years, but my actual Iona has what I call the Zondi error. But it's corrected in TBS's version. So apparently, they fixed some issues in the text block. Now, a lot of Cambridge only people do accept the Collins Iona, as at least some copies of the Collins Iona are said to conform to Matthew Verschure Bible Protector's Pure Cambridge edition of 1900, the same as the cameo and turquoise prior to 1985. But Collins Bibles can vary in their texts even more radically than Cambridge ones do. Does seem a bit unusual that, well, this is a lot bigger than I'm used to for the text block because it's blown up to 10 points, where I think the actual Iona is 8. But like I said, Cambridge did the same thing. There's some inconsistency in the darkness of the print. So it's not perfectly consistent like most newer editions. There's some defects also on the first page of the epistle dedicatory. But yeah, this is the TBS comfort text, which, as I said, it's a blow up of the Collins Iona. And like I said, I don't know how long they'll keep making these because I think they're planning to phase these out for the Windsor. Jesus freak out.